Hello all. I just thought I would do a quick video here to sort of show you. I'm making a tree for a friend of mine, and he supplied all of my stones, and I'll show you some of them. They are fire agate. I don't know if you can tell the fire in those if I get them underneath. They're very cool looking. But this isn't one of the standard trees that I make. This tree is one that is made with loops, and then the stones are glued on. So I wanted to sort of let you know how to do that. You start out the same way when you're making a tree. I made these longer. They're about 36 inches of wire. This is 24 gauge copper. Trying to stay within the, if I can make sure. So since I'm going to be twisting, you can use a cup hook on the end of a dowel, or you can use your fingers. Since I'm having to make so many, I'm going to use the cup hook. I want to save my fingers. If you'll notice the way that I hold the wire, I have bent it in half. So I have it at the U-shape end, and I'm going to insert, there we go, that might be better, the cup hook, and then I'm going to turn the cup hook to twist the wire. Now I am going to keep my thumb and forefinger here on the wire because I don't want it to go any further back. So I'm just going to twist until those get tight right to my finger, just like that. And then I grab another wire, make a loop. Try to keep this where you can see it. Grab my cup hook and twist. This time I don't have to be quite as careful because it's really not going to go beyond where I've twisted before. But you need to make sure you keep the tension tight. And you can do this with any rock that you've picked up, beach rocks, anything you've tumbled in your tumbler, as long as they are small. If you'll look, they're all about the size of my pinky nail. Some of them are a little bit bigger, but if you get them too heavy, you're going to have to use a heavier gauge wire. Otherwise, your tree will droop, and they won't glue properly. So that is another thing that we have to be conscious of, is the stones need to be small enough that it's not going to fall off your wire, because all we're going to be doing is gluing, and I'm going to show you as soon as I get this one done for you. And right now I'm only doing 3s. I've already done my 5 stone wires, so I only have 3s left to do, so that's what I'm doing. So now I'm going to end this one by putting 10 twists, or 10 half twists as my husband calls it, on the bottom. And then I have a finished one. And as you can see, I placed these here because they tend to not stay flat. So when you take them up, you need to be very careful, because see, if you can see, there's glue here on the table. I want to move them out of the way just to another part of the table. Since they haven't cured, they're still slightly wet, and this one I may not be able to move because the stone is moving. So I'm going to leave it, and I will try this one. There we go. The one thing I don't want to do is put so much glue on them that it gets really bulky in the back. So now I'm going to put 2 more down. And obviously I have a ton of them made already. So I had 134 stones to glue on. Now, put this on top. And that just sort of keeps it flat. And obviously this glue will come up pretty easily. If you can see that, it'll come off the table. Although this is my work table, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so to glue, I'm going to pick out some stones. And I need to make sure that it is the shiny side on the top and not the dull side. He was really good and dulled up one side of it for me, because if they're both shiny, it's hard to stick. There we go. These are all beautiful stones. I love working with stones that are like this. This is not something that you would be able to just buy anywhere. There we go. So now I'm going to take, this is the, I don't know if you can see that, it's 527 multi-use glue. It's by Beacon. I usually just get it at, I think you can get it at Hobby Lobby, but you could probably get it at Michael's or Joann's, where all their glue is. And at this point, I am really not all that careful when I'm gluing, because I know I can clean up any messes on the front or the back and on the table. So my whole point is just to get a glob of glue onto each of the little loops. I'll start with that one since it was so close. This is a lengthy process. Excuse me. The fumes of the glue does get to be a little strong. So I'm going to try to get these on here. I'm really not used to talking and working at the same time. But there you go. You can see how I sort of go about doing that. And the important part with these, looks like they're all somewhat on there. I'm going to have to hold that one, is that you let them dry completely and cure completely. With this particular tree, I flip them over after they've dried, and I put another dab of glue on the back of it, because I really do not want these stones falling off. And that's the hazard with this type of tree, is that these little stones will pop off of the wire very easily. It's different when you use the beads with the hole or the stones with the hole in them, because then you can twist those beads onto the wire and they won't come off unless you cut them off. So this one I think is going to need, well, maybe not. I think it'll be okay. But this stuff does not dry instantly. It is not super glue. You can see it's moving. I may have to come back with some more glue on that one if it doesn't do what I need it to do. But that's kind of the way we do it. So this is just one of the process. You make all of your wires, branches with all of the little loops, and then you glue your stone on. And then after you've made sure that that stone is completely secure, then you can actually build your tree. So I'll cover that in the next video. Thanks for watching.